Hey everyone, I'm driving instructor Liz with Drivers That Direct, and in this video we're going to review the sharing the road questions that may appear on your written test. This includes questions about emergency vehicles, large trucks, and bicycles. So if you want to be ready for your permit test, then I recommend you stick around. Right, let's get started with question number 1. When sharing the road with a light rail vehicle, A. Never turn in front of an approaching light rail vehicle. B. Always pass a light rail vehicle slowly on the right. Or C. Remember they are loud and move like freight trains. The correct answer is A. Never turn in front of an approaching light rail vehicle. You can safely share the road with light rail vehicles by being aware of where they operate. Look for any light rail vehicles before you turn across the tracks, and complete your turn only if a traffic signal light indicates that you may proceed. Never turn in front of an approaching light rail vehicle. And something really important to remember is that these vehicles can interrupt traffic signal lights, so do not proceed until that traffic signal light indicates that you may do so. All right, let's move on to question number 2. If you see orange construction signs or cones on the freeway, you must A. Change lanes and maintain your current speed. B. Be prepared for workers and equipment ahead. Or C. Slow down because the lane ends ahead. The correct answer is B. Be prepared for workers and equipment ahead. Pay more attention where road work is happening. Orange signs and message boards warn you of workers, slow-moving equipment, and closed lanes ahead. And orange cones or drums will guide you through the work zones. Merge as soon as it is safe to do so and without crossing the cones or drums. Make sure to reduce your speed and be prepared to slow down or stop for highway equipment and workers. All right, let's go ahead and see question number 3. Generally speaking, you are in a large truck's blind spot if you A. Drive close to the large truck's left front wheel. B. Cannot see the truck driver in the truck's side mirrors. Or C. Follow no closer than 10 feet behind the large truck. And the correct answer is B. Cannot see the truck driver in the truck's side mirrors. When passing a large truck, you're going to be in the truck driver's blind spot if you can't see the truck driver's eyes in the truck driver's side view mirror. And when completing your passing maneuver, it's important not to begin transitioning into the right lane until the front cabin of the truck is visible in your center rear view mirror. Right, let's go ahead and see question number 4. Slowing down just to look at accidents or anything else out of the ordinary, A. Prevents rear end accidents. B. Causes traffic congestion. Or C. Improves traffic flow by preventing accidents. Correct answer is B. Causes traffic congestion. Rubbernecking, which is slowing down to look at accidents or virtually anything else out of the ordinary, can cause traffic congestion. So make sure to avoid rubbernecking as well as tailgating other vehicles, unnecessary lane changes, and anything else that can cause you to lose your focus on the road. Right, let's see question number 5. You want to pass a bicyclist riding on the right edge of your lane. You A. Must not squeeze past a bicyclist. B. May not pass the bicyclist for any reason. Or C. Must honk your horn before passing the bicyclist. The correct answer is A. Must not squeeze past the bicyclist. Be patient when passing a bicyclist and pass on the left. Slow down and pass only when it is safe. Do not squeeze a bicyclist off the road, and make sure to allow a safe clearance when passing a bicyclist at least 3 feet. Let's move on to our next question, question number 6. You must carefully watch for bicyclists in traffic lanes because they A. could be hidden in your blind spots, B. must ride facing oncoming traffic, or C. usually have the right of way. The correct answer is A. Could be hidden in your blind spots. Turn your head before changing lanes because your mirrors have blind spots. These blind spots can hide a motorcyclist or a bicyclist. All right, let's see question number 7. Flash your brake lights or turn on your emergency flashers if you A. are temporarily parked in a traffic lane to make a delivery, B. need to warn other drivers of an accident ahead, or C, are backing out of a parking space? The correct answer is B, need to warn other drivers of an accident ahead. If you can see an accident ahead, warn the drivers behind you by turning on your emergency flashers or tapping your brake pedal quickly about 3 or 4 times. You can also use the hand signal when slowing and stopping. Let's see, question number 8. You may drive in a bike lane, A, whenever bicyclists are not present, B, no more than 200 feet before making a right turn, or C, if you drive slower than 15 miles per hour. Correct answer is B, no more than 200 feet before making a right turn. When making right turns at any intersection or into a driveway entrance, you may enter the bicycle lane prior to making the right turn no more than 200 feet from your desired turn, as long as it is safe to do so. Right, let's move on to question number 9. You must yield to a pedestrian using a white cane or guide dog, A, only when a guide dog is leading the person across the street, B, only if a crossing guard is present, or C, at all times. Correct answer is C, at all times. If you approach a blind or partially blind pedestrian who is carrying a white cane or using a guide dog, and you fail to yield the right of way to that pedestrian, then you are guilty of a misdemeanor. All right, and let's go ahead and see question number 10. A safety zone is a specially marked area for passengers to get on or off buses or trolleys. You may not drive through a safety zone, A, only when a bus or trolley is present, B, only when a bus or trolley is unloading passengers, or C, at any time or for any reason. Correct answer is C, at any time or for any reason. A safety zone is marked by raised buttons or markers on the road and is set aside for pedestrians. You'll most often see these safety zones in areas where streetcars or trolleys and vehicles share the road. Don't drive through a safety zone for any reason, and always pass a safety zone with caution at no more than 10 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and continue with question number 11. When driving near road construction zones, you should A, slow down to watch the construction as you pass, B, reduce speed and be prepared to stop, or C, step on your brakes just before you pass the construction. Correct answer is B, reduce speed and be prepared to stop. You should continually adjust your speed in response to the traffic and road conditions around you. If you see road closures or construction, use caution and prepare to stop your vehicle. And let's go ahead and continue now with question number 12. Which of these statements is true about road construction zones? A, fines are the same for violations committed in construction zones. B, slow down only if you think workers are present. Or C, you are responsible for the safety of the road workers. Correct answer is C, you are responsible for the safety of the road workers. Pay more attention where road work is being performed. It's for your own safety and the safety of road workers that you drive carefully through highway work zones. Remember to slow for the cone zone. And now let's see question number 13. There is one lane in your direction and the vehicle ahead of you often slows down for no apparent reason. In this situation, you should A, increase the following distance between you and the other vehicle. B, speed up to pass the vehicle as soon as possible. Or C, flash your headlights quickly to alert the other driver. Correct answer? A, increase the following distance between you and the other vehicle. Increase your following distance and allow a bigger space cushion for drivers who may be potentially dangerous, such as a vehicle ahead of you that just randomly slows down. All right, now let's go on to question number 14. You are driving on a city street and see an emergency vehicle with flashing lights behind you. What should you do? A, drive to the right edge of the road and stop. B, stay in your lane, slow down and let it pass. Or C, drive to the right edge of the road and slow down. Correct answer is A, drive to the right edge of the road and stop. You must yield the right of way to any police car, fire engine, ambulance, or other emergency vehicle using their sirens and their lights. Drive as close to the right edge of the road as possible and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. However, never stop in an intersection. If you are in an intersection when you see an emergency vehicle, just continue through the intersection and then drive to the right edge of the road as soon as you can and stop there. And now let's move on to question number 15. A pedestrian who is blind or visually impaired uses traffic sounds before deciding to cross the street. If you see a pedestrian with a guide dog or a white cane waiting to cross at a corner, you should A. Pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine, B. Stop at the crosswalk and honk your horn, or C. Drive into the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. Correct answer is A. Pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. Blind pedestrians rely on the sound of your vehicle to remain aware of their surroundings. So it is important that you stop your vehicle within 5 feet of the crosswalk. Drivers of hybrid or electric vehicles need to remain especially aware that the lack of engine noise may lead a blind pedestrian to assume that there isn't a car nearby. And now let's see question number 16. When a school bus with its red lights flashing is stopped ahead on your side of the road, you must A. Stop until all the children have left the bus, B. Stop until the lights stop flashing, or C. Change lanes, drive slowly, and pass cautiously. The correct answer is B. Stop until the lights stop flashing. When the bus flashes red lights located at the top, front, and back of the bus, you must stop from either direction until the children are safely across the street and the lights stop flashing. The law requires that you remain stopped as long as the red lights are flashing. And now let's see question number 17. You see a pedestrian with a white cane at the corner ready to cross the street. The person takes a step back and pulls in their cane. You should A. Stop your car a minimum of 6 feet from the crosswalk and wait for the person to cross the street. B. Stop, proceed through the intersection the person isn't ready to cross. Or C. Honk your horn to let the person know when to cross the street. Correct answer is B. Stop, proceed through the intersection the person isn't ready to cross. Don't wait too long for a blind pedestrian to cross the street. When a blind pedestrian pulls in their cane and steps away from the intersection, this gesture usually means for you to go. And let's move on to the next question, number 18. You must yield the right-of-way to an emergency vehicle by A. Moving into the right lane and driving slowly until it has passed, B. Stop immediately even if you are in an intersection, or C. Driving as near to the right edge of the road as possible and stopping. We've already covered something similar to this. Correct answer is C. Driving as near to the right edge of the road as possible and stopping. The law states that when there's an emergency vehicle driving with their sirens and lights on, every other driver on the road must yield the right-of-way. As we saw earlier, you want to move over to the right and stop until they pass. If you're in an intersection, get out of the intersection as soon as possible and pull over to the right. Let's continue with question number 19. Drivers of large trucks often travel with a lot of space in front of their vehicle. This extra space is needed for A. Other drivers to use when merging into an off-ramp, B. The truck driver to use for stopping the vehicle, or C. Other drivers to use when they want to slow down. The correct answer is B. The truck driver to use for stopping the vehicle. Trucks are generally heavier vehicles and require more time and distance to stop safely. Cutting into the open space in front of a truck is dangerous because it removes the truck driver's cushion of safety and places you in danger. Now let's see question number 20. An orange and red sign of this shape on a vehicle always means A. Slow-moving vehicle, B. The vehicle has the right-of-way, or C. Shoulder work ahead. Correct answer is A. Slow-moving vehicle. Some vehicles are not designed to keep up with the speed of traffic. Look for these vehicles and adjust your speed before you reach them. Slow-moving vehicles have an orange/red triangle on the back. And now let's continue on to question number 21. Always look carefully for motorcycles before changing lanes because A. They usually have the right-of-way at intersections, B, their smaller size makes them harder to see, or C, it is illegal for motorcycles to share traffic lanes. Correct answer? B, their smaller size makes them harder to see. When you change lanes, make a visual check for motorcycles. Also use your mirrors. Motorcycles are really small and they can easily disappear into a vehicle's blind spots. Now let's go ahead and see question number 22. Which of these statements is true about large trucks? A, they all have air brakes which allow them to stop quickly. B, they are more maneuverable than passenger vehicles. Or C, they take longer to stop than passenger cars. The correct answer is C, they take longer to stop than passenger cars. Large trucks take longer to stop than a car traveling at the same speed. The average passenger vehicle traveling at 55 miles per hour can stop in about 400 feet, but a large truck traveling at the same speed can take almost 800 feet to stop. Don't move in front of a large truck and suddenly slow down or stop. The trucker will not be able to stop quickly enough to avoid crashing into you. And now let's see question number 23. You want to make a right turn at the corner. A pedestrian with a guide dog is at the corner, ready to cross the street in front of you. Before making your right turn, you should A, wait until the person crosses the street, B, turn off your engine until the person crosses the street, or C, tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. The correct answer is A, wait until the person crosses the street. Remember that if you fail to yield the right-of-way or fail to take all necessary precautions to avoid injury to the pedestrian, you are guilty of a misdemeanor. Now let's see question number 24. A large truck is driving in the middle of 3 lanes. You want to pass a large truck. It is best to pass A, very slowly on the left and move ahead of it, B, very quickly on the right and move ahead of it, or C, quickly on the left and move ahead of it. Correct answer, probably guessed it, is C, quickly on the left and move ahead of it. Don't linger alongside a truck when passing. Always pass a large truck on the left side, and after you pass the truck, move ahead of it. You don't want to linger, because if you do, you make it very difficult for the trucker to take an evasive action if an obstacle appears in the road ahead. And now our last question for today, question number 25. You should allow more space in front of your vehicle when following large trucks because A, their heavier weight allows them to stop more quickly than you, B, you need the extra room to see around the truck, or C, if you follow too closely, you will get caught in the wind draft caused by the truck. Correct answer is B, you need the extra room to see around the truck. The more space you allow between your car and the car ahead, the more time you will have to see the hazard and the more time you will have to stop or avoid that hazard. You should allow more cushion when following large vehicles that block your view ahead. The extra space allows you to see around the vehicle. And that's it. Those were all the questions for today's video. Watch this video as many times as you need to until you've got it. It's important to know the correct answer to these questions because not only will it be seen on your permit test, but these are also things you can actually see on the road when you start driving. The whole process of getting your permit and driver's license is to help you and those around you be safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.